right? Just, get more information. Women don't aim as high. We set lower targets. And if we set lower targets, we're going to get less. We always want to ask for more than what we want because they're going to come down, right? So you don't start with what you want, you start with more than what you want, and you end up with what you want. So the social consequences mean we can't walk in and say, give me a raise or I'm out of here, right? Unless you've got 6 other job offers. That's just not the wild, wild west way of negotiating. It just doesn't work. It actually doesn't work for men either. But people are less likely to allow a woman to behave that way and not suffer a big consequence. So here's something that I often tell the people I'm coaching. The sweet spot in any negotiation is where what's good for you is good for me. Okay? And so here I am, I'm negotiating, and you're not really liking that right now because you just wanted to hire me. You were hoping I'd take the first offer, and I didn't. And then they're saying, oh man, this woman's negotiating. She's sort of a pain, right? And consider saying the following thing to an employer. I hope you see that my ability to negotiate is a skill I bring to this organization. And it's a skill I look forward to using on behalf of this organization, right? So it's not just me asking for me. This is me asking for us. This is me having a skill that I'm going to use for us, right? And then it becomes more palatable. The timing's really important. Desperation is not a good negotiation plan, right? And so figure out the timing based on, what's going on in their world. Getting yourself psyched up is so important. So if that little voice is going off as you're walking in the door, MJ, you're so pushy. MJ, you're never happy with what you got. If that voice is going off while I'm walking in the door, I'm toast, right? So I got to get that voice out of the way, talk to my friends and say, okay, I'm going to negotiate this. Let's practice. I got to get psyched up. You think I'm worth it, right? You say, oh yeah, of course you're worth it, right? And you get, what's my value? Why do I deserve this? We've got to get ourselves psyched up because it's infectious, right? Enthusiasm is infectious. And you do it in a way that is not, not ever putting anybody else down, but saying, hey, I'm really worth this, and here's why. And I want to raise, and then we'll all be happy. And then you got to practice. You got to practice like crazy. I practice every important conversation I have, and particularly every negotiation. And so I'll tell my friends, this is everything I'm afraid they're going to say to me. They're going to say, you think you're worth that? Or, how dare you come in and ask us for X, right? I want them to say everything I'm afraid of so that I can get ready, so I can, start thinking about what my answers are. And usually by the time you get to the actual interview or negotiation, if you've really practiced it, you've come up with way scarier things than they're actually going to say. And we don't always have to fit the norms, right? Sometimes we have to just be us. We have to be that asking for it, dynamic, yes, I'm out for myself right this minute person, but I'm going to be out for you later, right? I'm going to, I can be a team player and somebody that knows my value at the same time. It's not an either or. So that list of all those puppy characteristics, I can be those at the right time. And I can also be direct and assertive and, confident. I'd like to be the whole list, right? So would you. We all want to have a big wingspan. And I leave you with my favorite quote by Madeleine Albright. She was the Secretary of State for President Clinton. And she said, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women. All right, so when you hear the following conversation in your workplace, in the hallway, anywhere where you are for the rest of your life, and you hear somebody say this, can you believe what she asked for? Huh! Who does she think she is? I can't believe she asked for that. And you know what I want you to say? Isn't that great? When she asks for that, it furthers all of us. I think it's terrific. And if she deserves it, she'll get it. And if not, she'll figure out, what she needs to do. So we can change the culture one conversation at a time, so long as we have each other's backs. Because in that national the study from Yale, where the male scientists got more jobs and more likable, there were as many women professors on the other side of that study as there were men, right? It was 50-50. So we just have to make sure that we do for each other what we need to do for us all to get ahead. And that's why, the men in the room are really important, because number one, you're our allies. You are our total allies. You want the same things out of life that we do, right? You care about the same things, and particularly the Gen X and the Gen Y guys. They care a lot about their families and having interesting careers and wanting to have a satisfying life. They are our allies. So rather than think that they're the enemy, figure out how we can all pull together to do this, and then we accomplish real change. Thank you. So I'm happy to answer questions. Do we want the panel to come up, or what? Okay, great. So think about questions. Think about some way you really disagree with me. You think I'm completely wrong. I mean, you should feel free to do that. I am wrong sometimes. And so we have a very distinguished group of people coming up who have lots of experience.